So as you may know, the season of Advent is characterized by the color purple or violet. And on the third Sunday of Advent, the color is rose. And one of the things that both of these colors represents is the color of the sky during the dawn hours of the day. In other words, when the sun is just breaking over the horizon, so there's a bit of light in the sky and we can see it, but there's still a lot of darkness in the atmosphere. And this is a great image for our lives in general as Christians, because Jesus, the Son of God, has come and has already won us the victory. But in the meantime, we still have to contend with a lot of darkness. And anyone who's done a bit of living knows that there's still plenty of darkness in the world. Sometimes days are brighter than others. One of the things that you can fully count on about life is there being this light and darkness mix. And especially nowadays, there tends to be more darkness in the mix. And this is what makes Christianity so great. You know, Christianity does not sugarcoat life. It doesn't pretend that suffering and tragedy don't exist, or that we shouldn't feel them. I mean, the emblem of our faith is a man who was unfairly nailed to a cross. So these things are real, and they're present, and we need to acknowledge them. But the season of Advent invites us to keep our eyes fixed on the light. So yes, life has a lot of darkness, but you and I have the choice as to where to look. And for Christians, the light is not an idea or a philosophy or an ethics code, as Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI would have it. The light is a person, the living person of Jesus Christ. And today, being the third Sunday of Advent, the color is rose. So think of it as a lighter shade of purple. It's almost like the church is encouraging us to try all the harder to keep our eyes focused even more on the brighter side of that light and darkness spectrum. So here's a practical way of doing this. Challenge yourself, maybe throughout the next few weeks, the next few days of this Advent season, challenge yourself to take a day, or to take even just a part of a day, keeping your eyes off of social media or watching an ongoing newsreel on TV. I'm not saying that social media or news is bad, although it can be. But for example, when you scroll aimlessly through a news feed, you will undoubtedly come across things that will just weigh down your soul. And it's not as if these clips or articles are overly negative, although they can be. They could actually be quite neutral and harmless, but they just do nothing for your soul. And the principle is this: your soul, it's like a plant. If it's not being nourished, it's dying. And what makes this all the worse is that these news feeds are designed to be addictive, and it's hard to pull away from them. And so what ends up happening is often furthering ourselves further along a downward spiral. So throughout the next few days of the Advent season, here's an invitation. Do your soul a favor and take a day, or at least a part of a day, a few hours, just to detox from social media or watching an endless newsreel on TV. All this in an attempt to keep our eyes, the eyes of our soul, off of the darkness and evermore on Jesus, who is the light.